But I'm gonna go have him sit down and so, if I may ask, what interest do you have in such obnoxious men?
I am just an older gentleman looking for a laugh. But I could ask you what your interest is in them as well.
Be honest. Men like that exude an air of danger and threat. A young woman must always be alert and aware for dangers and threats around her.
Well, sure, but your whole table has been staring at them.
I would like to say Rin has pointedly not been staring at them.
No. I think their table, like, if you're close
You would
enough,
like
you
to
can...
say so, but as he says as much, you have actually been watching them quite closely, and you're worried that it might be a bit obvious.
Got him.
Okay.
You are, don't get me wrong, you are a professional. You're not making it super obvious, but if this guy noticed, he obviously noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
But it's my turn.
Yes, and Forge. Yes, and.
You obviously have eyes that work. Is there any reason why a man like that would not be concerned about men like those?
I didn't follow that train, I'm sorry.
She's pointing at the tiefling and saying, is there any reason why the tiefling would not be concerned about the presence of slavers in the room?
I can't rebuttal that. So, point for Jessie.
Point for Liberty. Give the character credit. She knows what she's talking about.
Yes, but I didn't want to grab the character sheet.
Right, I'm Samantha right now.
Just a...
A point you may wish to correct in the near future.
Yes.
Where are we at this point, since she did say that she wasn't taking me to their table?
You guys are near their table. You guys are on the far side of the dining room on a table almost butted up against theirs.
Okay, so
but
I'm at an
far
adjacent
enough
table,
to...
more or less.
Yeah, you're far enough to be at a different table and not necessarily affiliated with them, but close enough to hear each other talk.
Okay. No. Go ahead.
Yeah. As I'm letting that statement sink in, I'm going to turn to my pack and pull out my lyre and just begin tuning it.
Oh boy.
Yes, I'm a bard, everybody. No.
Oh no, who would have guessed? So out of character.
What a fantastic change of pace.
See, he says it with such a better aura of disdain that it sounds better coming from him.
What are the rest of you doing as Liberty begins tuning an instrument?
Whittling.
Oh, what a change of pace.
All right, so Forge is playing with wood.
I'm always playing with wood.
I wish the people listening to the recording could see the eyebrows being raised at each other.
Yeah. Don't open this door, Jacob. I'll jump through it.
I'll welcome you through. I'll take your coat even.
Take your hat
Just
off.
his coat?
We'll at least start there.
Start slow.
Darion, what are you doing at the moment?
Having a slight concern on my face, because why is she tuning an instrument if we're clearly not being subtle this evening? But I don't say anything, I just I raise an eyebrow at her.
Stranger to sit here and tune an instrument at such a late hour, or to sit here and do nothing and pretend you are not looking at other people?
Um.
Any particular song requests? I'm an adequate musician, and I know several songs.
Are you speaking to the bar as a whole?
No, I'm still talking to Darion.
Gotcha.
I wish I had a really good quip for an ironic song, but I don't.
I was gonna say Ragnar the Red.
Yes! There once was a man they called Ragnar the Red.
Hanging from the old Rorik stead.
Skyrim.
Nothing comes to
A marvelous jest.
At this point, I'm kind of looking. I'm kind of studying the white tiefling out of the corner of my eye.
He appears to be just messing around with a small knife and a small fist-sized piece of wood.
Okay, well, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So,
Once the lyre's tuned, I'll just pick like a very generic lullaby sort of melody.
Okay. As you begin playing, you notice that a few of the patrons kind of look over and watch every now and then. Go ahead and make a performance check.
Performance, that is another 23.
You provide the other patrons with something to focus on other than the loud, brutish individuals that have taken over the bar, and the general air of the coffee house / tavern gets a little lighter.
I have some unusual talents. Did you study somewhere?
oh, she's
She's
asking
talking to
me.
You're the only person. Yeah, no.
Well, I thought it was weird because it's like, is she talking to herself because she's playing
She's asking the
instrument?
DM.
Yes, I do have some unusual talents.
That's right. Liberty is self-aware.
Oh, great, a Deadpool tiefling. Somehow that fits.
Ooh.
I've played
Ooh,
with
you
the
just gave me
character
a
who
character
is self-aware.
idea. Oh yeah, I missed, I missed
Bongo.
Bongo's divination
Yeah.
page.
He was so
I
precious.
really liked him. He was precious.
No, I'll die.
But when the
Soon
story's over, we're dead.
Once the story's over, I'll be banished back to the void.
I just love how, like, the moment a PC walks into the tavern, he's like, "You're like me!"
Obviously sees the camera hovering over their shoulder.
We're all puppets on a stage.
He was such a good divination wizard.
Yeah, it was quite good.
Precious. Anyway. Daddy. Well, haven't heard your name yet as Papa.
Concern.
I'm sorry, would you prefer...
Grandpa.
No, what Kelso's really afraid is that I'm going to call him
Don't.
Daddy.
No.
Oh, no.
We're so close.
Mm.
We're so
Dad.
far.
I didn't know I could get flustered like this.
We did. We knew this, Kelso.
Yeah.
We
Hey,
knew that this
Daddy
was-
Darion.
This is you.
See, that one doesn't bother me as much somehow.
Yeah,
He
it's because
prefers threats.
I'm not feminine.
You could be if you tried.
I think it's because there's too much consonants in Daddy Darion.
Daddy.
Lord! Hey
Is-
guys, Elmo was here.
I just missed something. What just happened?
Nothing. Just continue. We need to get through this before people have to go.
Mm-hmm.
Lol. Oh yeah, shoot, I forgot.
You're right.
You could just forget.
Call in sick.
It's not work. He's going to look at venues.
And no, if I try
That
and
sounds
call
like
in
work
sick,
to
I'll
me,
get
so.
shot.
What was the question, Jesse?
She asked if you've done schooling somewhere because of your unique talents.
I do a lot of reading. I enjoy a good book.
Indeed.
Why is he laughing at that?
There are some very powerful books in the world, although one would be wise to be cautious about which ones they choose to learn from.
Yeah, if you choose the wrong book, kids, they might scream at you. That's why they're in the restricted section.
I was gonna make the Harry Potter joke of there's one where you pick it up and
It tries to bite
have
you.
No, you have to keep reading it. You can't put it down. Once you finish it, you start again. Forever.
Sounds like a Harry
The
Potter
DM is
thing.
smiling at that, and that concerns me.
He's also writing, so
Hey Jacob, I've got more if you want them. There's one where if you read it, by the end of the book, your eyes will be burned out.
That one seems less creative, though.
Yeah, but it's by the end of the book, so you're spending the entire time reading, just feeling your eyes burning slowly out of your head.
To me, the last page would be bliss in that idea.
Just getting a flashback of Kirito using detective vision.
Oh god, that's crisp.
just think, Kelso, you would never have to see any of Ken's memes again.
Where's that book, actually?
So Darion, did you train somewhere?
He says he does a lot of reading, at which point I warned him there are some books that are more dangerous than others.
Some, yes.
Like smut.
I'm sorry, does Rin want to come join the conversation?
I think he just
He-
did.
He is within hearing range and speaking range.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I said that, not bothering to look up from my carving.
Oh, I guess that'd be a moot point. What is the common language? Is it
Definitely not tiefling.
The common language is the common language for the entire world, which is more or less a combination of most languages, at least the most popular. So a combination of Elvish, Dwarvish, and the traditional human language.
okay.
Well, the three traditional human languages.
Without looking in his direction, I say in Infernal to watch your tongue.
I smile at that, and just
My turn to raise an eyebrow.
I respond in the same language. Cute. One who's so easily damaged by the sharpness of a tongue best wear better armor.
I reply in kind. It is not my armor I'm concerned about.
Perhaps it should be.
As things begin heating up, your
Welcome to the roast session.
the dark individual that you guys have been sitting with slips out from behind the table and starts making his way for the front door. He whispers a brief explanation to you, Rin. I am going to go see what their camp looks like.
Nod.
Then he walks off through the front door.
I'm going to continue keeping half of an eye on them while pretending I'm whittling, which I am in fact whittling, so I guess it's more like I'm pretending to keep an eye on them
He's
while
just
I'm whittling.
angling the knife inwards so that he's looking at his whittling while he's watching the guys at the bar.
His head's at a full 90-degree angle, is like
I'm
against
watching
the
the
table.
reflections. I'm watching the reflections in my knife while I carve.
I feel like that
It's very
requires a
poetic.
check.
So as the gentleman in front of me is talking in a strange devil tongue.
Booga booga.
Are you quite alright? Did the alcohol affect you rather quickly?
Don't you nod at me like that?
Should I get you a cup of coffee? It's passable.
No, I'm fine. Like I said, I am an educated man. Well, that just opened the door for a burn, so by all means, go for it.
Are you only self-taught, or did you go to a school of some sort?
I have been around here and there.
They're not usually so easy to come by. Are you? Did you inherit a great amount of money, or do you have a well-paying job?
For a sugar daddy.
No, I actually run a bookstore.
Wait.
Not of me, but of you.
I'm sorry. I missed that last sentence. You own a bookstore.
But enough of me, what of you?
Since your new friends at the bar don't seem to be paying too much mind now, my name is not Samantha. You may call me Liberty.
Liberty. My name is Darion.
Pleasure to meet you, Darion.
Likewise. I'm going to ask, and then I ask what his name is. I will ask it in common though.
Are you turning to ask
I am not
Rin
turning.
that?
I'm not turning since he's clearly sketchy, and we are not sitting at the same table for a reason.
Play in
So-
the space with me. I can't hear you over the sound of your not character voice.
Do not bring the McElroy brothers into this.
Play with me.
You are stupid. and
I'm
that's
sorry.
okay.
What is
You are
Clint
stupid and
McElroy
that's
doing
okay.
here?
Clint McElroy, intergalactic janitor.
That's the one that gets the most heat, though, for not using the character voice. Anyway. Let's see. So the clarification I was trying to get was, are you asking Liberty what the tiefling man's name is, or are you asking the tiefling man his name?
Well, he seemed so interested in our conversation, I was asking him. It appears he does not have a name.
No, he's just not answering.
Yeah. Which Liberty was. Or perhaps he does not feel so comfortable sharing information with a man who carelessly casts magic on violent men.
It's entertaining, though. Should do it again.
Does that in character?
Oh, absolutely.
We're now assuming that everything Forge says is in character unless he specifies otherwise.
Yeah, I have to figure out a character voice. So I'm almost defaulting to Hades right now.
Oh
I
gosh.
noticed. I miss
No
Hades.
idea.
I'm not hating it.
No.
Because I can't trust myself to do a consistent Aussie accent, and I've always been terrible at Middle Eastern.
That's fair.
Because I'm doing so wonderfully, but
You're
You're
doing
doing
you're
fine,
doing better than
dear.
I would.
I'll take that in stride.
But you have been called out for being entertaining.
I, I don't necessarily take that as an insult. So, I don't remember what the last comment was. Before he had said
I said that he may not feel comfortable sharing his name with someone who was so careless about using magic on violent men.
Violent, maybe. Dangerous, I don't think.
You trust your wits to protect you from their steel and their fists?
I may not always be the subtle, I may trip once or twice, but I do pride myself on my intellect. And brains does tend to breed brawn in the right scenario.
In the right scenario, perhaps. But out here, you are more often than not likely to find yourself on their turf rather than your own.
The trick is not to get cornered and to be fleet of foot, then.
Always entertains me listening to people who don't know the difference between can and should.
At this time, Rin.
Wait, hold on.
Oh no, I'm interrupting. Rin, from the other side of the wall on the outside of the building, you hear a muted sound of dogs barking.
I sigh deeply and put my stuff away and stand up.
You watch as one of the gentlemen from the bar moves over to the front door, opens it, and drunkenly shouts loudly, "Shut up!" To which the barking continues.
I pick up my lantern and I hook it. I put it on my belt and I walk towards the front door.
All right.
Before he gets up, I tell him, the difference between can and should is that a tiefling can have a knife twirling about in his hand in a bar. Should is what he shouldn't.
Yes, but I can get a discount.
As you make your way towards the front of the building, the two of you are staying where you are, I assume.
And but I am now watching to see whether or not the slavers notice or care about the tiefling getting up and walking out.
Jacob, remind me, am I wearing a cloak?
You are wearing general layman's clothes, yeah, which
Okay.
would include a cloak and a hood.
Gotcha.
Is he going out like a back or side door, or is he going out?
Oh no, I'm going out the front door.
Okay. Was the
Yeah,
barking from out back?
The barking was coming out from the front.
Oh, okay.
I walk out the front door.
Okay, are you covering up at all?
Nope.
All right. Would you like to make a stealth check, or would you like to just boldly walk through the front door?
Yeah, fuck it, I'll just walk through the front door. I
All
feel
right.
like they're pretty inebriated as it is.
So we've discovered Rin's catchphrase.
Yeah, pretty much.
Boldly?
No, fuck it.
Oh.
As you make your way to the front door, the one who opened it to shout out front slams it and turns around, and he's definitely a little shaky on his feet. And as he turns around, he looks at you and eyes you up and is like... And then just kind of walks past you, but definitely notices you.
That's fine. I walk out the front door towards the sound of the dogs barking.
All right. As Rin makes his way out, Darion and Liberty, you notice the one who noticed Rin moves over to his compatriots and begins whispering.
By the way, Jacob, I'm going to disguise myself
All right.
in the manner discussed.
We will. Oh, right. Yep. Liberty and Darion, are you two doing anything?
Seeing him get up and walk out, and then seeing the I'm assuming he's a bit inebriated because the way he was shuffling as you gestured.
Yes.
I notice him walk through the doorway, and I slowly stand up, rather casually. She did tell me her name. Okay. And I say, well, Liberty, it has been very nice, but it's a nice night out for once. It is not so hot. I think I will go for a walk. And then I kind of put my hands like in my pockets of my robes, and I kind of make my way towards the door.
Okay.
Going to rise as well, putting my lie in my pack. Very nice night. Do you care for some company on your walk?
Seems only fair. Come.
Right. Pack up my stuff and I will follow him. Because Squishy Boy here probably should not go without some sort of protection.
As you guys make your way out, you have to pass the slavers, and you guys have the exact same passive perception. So you both hear the largest of the group say, "This ale has grown sour, anyways," and just kind of shove the mug away from himself and begin standing as well. And you guys make your way through the front door. Rin. As you made your way through the front door, you notice a few things. The more or less courtyard, the center of town that you guys are in, there's a large open well, almost cistern-like, in the center. Off to the left, closer to where the stables are, there are two large carts, both of which have burlap or just rough sacks over what appears to be a large square interior.
It'd be a large sheet of burlap draped over what looks like a cage, a large cage.
You would assume as much, yes.
Okay, gotcha. Just trying to build a mental picture.
Yeah. So two carts that appear to have cages covered in burlap, about 4 horses, 2 pulling each. And what you also notice is the dark cloaked individual fiercely gesturing and appearing relatively frustrated with 2 large dogs that are strapped to the back of one of the carts. The dogs themselves are notable for their having 2 heads.
Do they appear like they're trying to bite him, or just kind of they want they're interested in him, so they're barking at him because he's new and unfamiliar?
They're definitely aggravated.
Okay.
They can't quite reach him because they are tied to the cart, but were they not tied to the cart, you would worry for someone's safety.
Okay. Is there like a butcher shop or something nearby?
Looking around, you do see a few different shops.
Also, what time is it?
It's definitely past sunset.
Gotcha.
You guys are around, I would say, probably 9:30, 10 o'clock-ish.
Yeah, I'm looking for a butcher shop.
All right. The wind is getting a bit stronger as the heat that suffused into the sandy ground around you is being released. And as you look around, you see a few different basic shops, most of which are travel-oriented. A cobbler, a horseshoe maker, things of this sort. And as you look around, you do see what appears to be a pretty small market that would be some form that might have some sort of butcher shop in it, but there's no designated shop for butchering.
Is there a place where I can find like hardtack and jerky and that sort of thing?
Um,
Since you say it's
the-
traveler based.
Yeah, the thing that you would see that might be that is the small market stall.
Okay, I'll go over there.
Go ahead and make an investigation check as you look for some jerky.
Uh, 14.
All right. Digging around, it appears that everything's been packed up. But as you look around, you do see a small strip of meaty, dried rations that seems to have escaped the notice of the stall owner.
I'll pick that up,
All right.
and I'll head towards the dogs.
It's uncomfortably greasy.
That's fine. They'll like it more. Which way is the wind blowing?
It's blowing into town, so from farther down the street.
Towards me, away from the dogs, or away from me towards the dogs? Am I upwind or downwind of them?
Neither. You are across wind from them.
Gotcha. I'm going to walk so that I am upwind of them and they can smell both me and the jerky.
All right. As you do so, you see their demeanor change a little. They are now salivating as they bark and pull at their ropes, trying to get at your dark, cloaked individual.
I whistle a little bit to try and get their attention as I walk closer.
Go ahead and make an animal handling check. I'll give you advantage because of your preparation for this.
Why is my skill list so small? What is going on here?
You have a +2.
Oh, thank you. Oh, wow. Okay. It was just being difficult. Gotcha. Animal handling. The dice roller is not working. I have to use my own dice. What is this? That is a 15.
All right. They chill a little bit. They are still on edge. The hair on their back is still standing up, and they're growling, but they have stopped barking.
I walk a little closer and I stoop a little bit to make myself not appear as tall. And I'm just I'm talking very softly and quietly while I've torn the jerky in half and I'm extending it to each Cerberus, I guess.
Are you getting close enough for them to be able to take it from you?
Not yet.
Okay. They're pulling harder at their ropes now, and not so much biting as just biting. Not so much barking as they are biting.
I get till I am just outside of their reach, and then I sort of toss the jerky, each piece of jerky towards one then the other.
All right. As you do so, that seems to relatively placate them as they are more focused on trying to take the meat from the other one as they are on you. I'm going to take my cloak off and wrap it around my left arm, and then walk forwards. They both begin growling.
I resume talking quietly to them. And am I within arm's reach of them?
You can be if you want to.
I was asking if I was already when I stepped forward.
No, you are not yet.
Gotcha. I step. I'm sort of edging forward, talking soothingly.
Okay. Go ahead and make another animal handling roll, just as a straight roll this time.
Please be good. Ooh, dirty 20.
All right. They seem to back away from you, guarding the strips of meat that they have now.
I kneel down and just kind of hold my hands out so they can sniff me?
They threateningly bite. They don't actually bite at you. They don't bite you, but they bite at you.
I pull back a little bit, but stay like in a sort of non-threatening, like you can come check me out if you want position.
They don't. But they seem to be indifferent towards you as opposed to hostile.
Okay. I look back at the cloaked figure and jerk my head at the wagons.
He, understanding, just gives a nod and slowly just kind of edges his way around you to the far side and begins working with some leather loops that are tying the burlap. It's about this time now that Darion and Liberty, you guys have made it through the front door.
And the dogs have stopped barking.
The dogs have stopped barking, and you see two cloaked figures, who you would presume to be the people that you know.
Now, I know I don't have a problem seeing them, but how dark is it? Can my human friend see it?
It's dark enough to see all the stars. So, no, he can't.
Okay, so I can't see the figures then?
You can see shadows out ahead of you, but you're not seeing necessarily figures. You see the carts, and you see some shops, and you see an area where the figures probably are, but it's so shadowy that you're not able to pick them out from everything else.
You can definitely see me looking in that direction.
Okay. Well, that looks interesting. And as we're making our way through the door, I'm covering myself with my scarf again. I am wrapping my shemagh around up to my eyes and over my head.
All right. As you continue placating the dogs, Rin, the loops are finally unfastened, and the dark individual that you've been working with pulls the curtain up a bit to reveal that there are about 3 or so humanoid forms inside, on the far side from you in the cage. That is the mass of this cart.
Mm-hmm.
Can either Liberty or Rin make out what type of humanoids they are? Or can Liberty see
Rin,
them?
you would be able to see horns and tails and recognize them as tieflings.
Yep. Is my associate picking the lock at all?
He hasn't begun doing so yet, mostly because the dogs are kind of right beneath that part of the cage.
I gotcha. That'd be wicked.
Do I hear that cackle?
No.
Not
That's
yet.
That's a mental cackle.
Yes, but it is Jessie. We've learned that she's very insightful and can hear people's minds.
Because my thought process was, I really don't like my associate here, so I could just cut their ropes and have them chase him across town while I pick the lock.
Wow. Savage.
But no, sadly, I suspect that would probably not lead to good feelings and harmony.
I wonder.
Great professional reputation.
Are the carts still hitched to the horses?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna unhitch them.
All right, so you move around to the front and begin unhitching them.
Actually, I'm gonna have the horses kind of step backwards, like back the carts up, just a few feet until the dogs are stuck underneath them.
As you do so, the cart does move over the dogs, but they both move out from beneath it. They kind of have to. They're kind of lashed to the cart.
Are the dogs still chill, or are they starting to get agitated again?
They're still relatively chill. They're not barking, and the dark individual has moved away from that cart and is now over at the other one that has no dogs, and is working at those leather thongs.
How much of this can the two of us perceive?
You're starting to be able to see some movement, Darion. Your eyes are finally starting to adjust from the bright interior of the coffee house, and you see that there are a couple individuals who are moving around the carts. But Liberty can see pretty much everything.
I back the cart up again, but just before the dogs would move out from under it, I cut the ties on the horses so that the cart leans backwards, making sort of an A-frame and trapping the dogs underneath.
Huh. That's what he was going for.
It's a 4-wheeler cart.
Oh, okay. I was imagining like a 2-wheeled cart.
I like the idea for a 2-wheeled cart, but this is a 4-wheeler.
Damn. I was sitting there saying, aha, a neat solution. Something I don't usually come up with.
I do like the idea. I like the thinking, but...
Let me think.
For this kind of cart to move and hold a bunch of tieflings in a cage, it has to be a 4-wheeler.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. Oh, actually, no, I don't. Okay. I cast Silent Image in front of the dogs.
Okay. What is the silent image of?
A rabbit.
All right. Silent image.
I got the spell description. You create an image of an object, a creature, or some other visible phenomenon that is no larger than 15-foot cube. The image appears at a spot within range and lasts for the duration. The image is purely visual. It does not accompanied by sound, smell, or other sensory effects. You can use your action to cause the image to move to any spot within range as the image changes location. You can alter its appearance so that its movements appear natural for the image. For example, you can create an image of a creature and move it, as I am with this rabbit.
Right.
And alter the image so that it appears to be walking. Physical interaction with the image reveals it to be an illusion because things can pass through it. The creature that uses its action to examine the image can determine that it is an illusion within a successful intelligence investigation check against your spell save DC. If a creature discerns the illusion for what it is, the creature can see through the image.
And I assume you're putting it out of range of their ropes? So they can't reach it?
Yes.
All right. They both take a few minutes to, as they finish scarfing down the meat that you gave them, they both almost stalk it for a few seconds before trying to lunge at it and getting the ropes pulled taut.
I make it twitch, and then I cut the ropes.
Okay.
And then once I do that, I'm going to make the rabbit dart off in a direction that is not towards me or any of my companions/associates. Also, do I notice Darion and Liberty?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Just checking.
All right. For this, you go back, cut the ropes, and they're going to chase the rabbit. You can move it within 60 feet.
I'm going to make it go down an alley or something.
I'm going to give them both an attack roll. This will be against your spell save DC, just to kind of give that a fighting chance.
Yep.
They're both going to make bite attacks at it. That is a natural 20.
Oof.
They bite through the image, and very quickly realize that it is not real, especially since they can't smell it. And are going to turn on you guys.
I have grabbed the burlap sack. The burlap
Everyone
seating.
roll initiative.
Sheeting. That's the
And-
word.
As we roll initiative, we're going to take a quick bathroom break. Okay.
Yep.
Sounds good.
All right. See you guys in a second. All right. You guys ready to pop back in?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I will
So-
let you know which animal. But would that be a yes or no for now?
Yes, you can have an animal on you.
Okay, great.
Especially since it's Find Familiar, you can just, like, pop it in and out.
Okay. Since we're heading into combat, I won't just yet, but once we're out, I probably will.
All right. Well then, I'll show you guys the map that I just threw together because I wasn't sure where you guys were going to have combat. So, for the most part, this is what we're looking at. Half circle over here is the well in the center of town. It's a very large well / cistern sort of feel. We got the two dogs over here. Can you guys see that? This would be Rin, which I got as good as I could. I don't have a pale tiefling, but
Hey, that'll work.
I do have a tiefling rogue.
I ain't salty.
Do you paint this yourself,
this-
or...
I do. I've painted most. I painted these two. The rest of these I bought pre-painted. But I paint most of these.
I want
I
to
paint
paint
as
mine,
many as
but
I
I
can.
do not trust my hands. I don't. It's too.
This
It's too small.
this is going to. This one's going to be your guys' dark, shady friend individual. This was actually the first one I painted.
Really looks very nice.
Yeah. It was a lot of work.
Is that the order of Palor I see?
I think so. It's
Looks
just
like a
supposed to
fun.
be it's an ASMR paladin miniature, but who knows? This is going to be Liberty over here.
Can
And
I see
then-
it again? I didn't
Yeah.
see me.
Liberty.
8.
Ooh,
Right.
yes.
And then Darion is the same as last time.
It's still
Spooky
a
boy.
really good representation, though. So
It is. Dark
Being
Wizard.
pleased with our minis.
All right. 25 to 20.
22.
22. Good lord.
I've got advantage, and I've got a good initiative stat.
True.
Good boy.
And also, you started this, so it's
Mhm.
makes sense
It makes
that you
sense.
would.
what have you said?
20 to 15.
No.
Oh boy.
Dogs. 15 to 10.
13?
All right.
And I have an 8.
Oh,
What is your dex?
No, that's with it.
No,
yeah, but he
what's
needs
your...
to know you might be tied with someone.
No, you, Liberty. What is your
Oh.
dex?
That'd be 11.
Okay. So,
Get a nice flat 0 modifier.
then Darion at the very end.
Darion at the end.
All right, Rin, the dogs turn on you. Well, turn towards the group in general and appear very hostile.
I grabbed the sheet of burlap that our associate pulled off of the wagon,
Okay.
and I hold it up in front of me, and I'm going to try and use it like a net if they jump at me. So if they jump at me, I'm basically going to jump on them and hold the burlap over them so that they cannot get at me.
Okay. For that, I'm going to say you can choose between either holding a grapple attack or holding the dodge action.
I think I'll go with holding a grapple attack because that sounds more accurate.
Okay. All right.
But I'm lashing my tail behind me trying to keep their attention.
Sounds good. Your shady friend individual. I assume that's the rest of your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Shady individual's next. He is going to whip around, realize that the dogs are loose, and is going to throw two sax knives at the one he can see.
Not a knife I would expect for throwing. Well played, sir.
Thank you. I do my research. There we go. Okay, both of those are going to hit. So 7 and 8 makes 15 points of damage to that one. All right, so this one over here takes two knives to the side and yelps in pain. Now it's the dog's turn. This one's going to charge at you. You have a held action, however.
Yes, so I will be making a grapple attack.
So go ahead and make an athletics check. The dog will make a... he'll make a strength check as well. All right, what did you get?
I got a 14.
All right, they got a 12. They are grappled.
Heck yeah.
And
Now, did I get one dog or both?
you got one.
Gotcha. Just checking.
As for grappling, I believe that they can still make attacks, but they're at disadvantage.
Brings their speed to 0, if I remember correctly.
I'll say that with the clever way that you grappled them, they will also be restrained, which that will give them disadvantage on the attack.
Gotcha.
So the first attack is a 16 to hit.
Yep.
All right. And the second is a lot less. It's a 9. I know that misses.
All right. Now,
So,
if you'll recall, before we started this, I wrapped my cloak around my left arm to act as sort of an improvised bite suit. Is it possible to get my left arm in between me and the head that attacked and hit me?
if that worked for the second attack,
Okay,
but the first attack still lands.
I'll take it.
So you will take 8 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Saving throw. Those are the worst ones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're venomous, aren't they? 17
Yeah.
minus 1 is 16.
All right, so you... you resist. You are fine.
Whew.
And the other dog is going to run for the other character. One attack will hit. 1d6. So he will take 6 points of damage, and then he needs to make a con save. Oh, yeah, that's a natural 19. He's fine. That's going to end their turn. Liberty and Darion, you hear behind you the door to the coffee house slam open, and the three individuals are going to rush out. But they're going to use their entire action to come out.
I'm coming out.
And they're going to appear behind you. Can we see that? Are we good?
Nope.
Okay. How can you see you guys?
I can see it.
Nope. Oh, wait. Well, let me try.
Here. There's a good half of this map that's not being used. How about now?
That is much better.
All right. So these three are the ones that are attacking you, and these two are you. But they use their whole action to come out. Liberty, it's your turn.
All right. So I would like to cast Sleep.
You would like to cast what? I'm sorry.
Leap?
Sleep.
Sleep.
Very
Okay.
nice.
Night time.
Very
All of a
nice.
sudden he was like,
Nighttime.
wow, I haven't played with a dragoon before.
I heard leap,
Yeah,
which
that's what I
is a
heard.
spell.
That's fair. So yeah, I grab my amulet and whisper a prayer.
Where are you
Wait.
casting it?
I would like to get both of the dogs, but if I can avoid,
I mean, there's 20 feet in between them.
well, it's a radius of 20 feet from a point I choose within 90 feet.
Right, so you could get one of the dogs. You cannot get both. There's 20 feet in between them. They are
It's a-
technically 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet apart.
So if it's a 20-foot radius from a point, if I put that point in between them, it's 20 feet.
I thought
one
it was a
direction.
20-foot square.
No, sleep is a 20-foot sphere. Or it. Let me just read the first part.
Sleep. Oh, it is a 20-foot sphere. Oh, weird.
Yes. Well, 20-foot radius of the sphere, yeah. Creatures within 20 feet of a point you choose
Okay.
within range.
Yeah, that's fair. You can get them. Are you
Yeah.
willing to get Rin or the dark individual in there too, or are you trying to keep them out?
Now I don't recognize Rin at the moment, do I?
I mean, you can put 2 and 2 together.
Similar clothes. Well, if I can't avoid it without and still get both dogs, then I'll do the nearest individual, which is the dark shady one, I think.
I think you can do it without hitting them.
Cool. Then I will do that. So I need to roll some d8s. 5 of them to be precise.
All right, go ahead and roll.
Okay, Cat, you cannot stand on my dice tray. It's very inconvenient for me.
If it fits, I sits.
Alright, 1, 2, 3.
Oh. 6
1, 2, 3. Okay.
and 8 is 14. Plus 1 is 15. Plus 5 is 20. 27.
27. You will just get this one to fall asleep.
For me.
I missed it. Which one?
The one that was attacking the dark, shady individual.
Gotcha.
That's... Okay.
Are you going to do anything else with your turn?
So that's my action. Okay. Where is the wall of the inn that we've just come out of?
It's way over here.
Okay.
Like, it's not quite in camera, so I didn't draw it.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I'd like
But it's like
to
30
move.
feet that way.
Okay. I would like to move 30 feet in the opposite direction. And what is that? The well? Is that what that?
Yeah.
Toward the well.
Okay. Like there?
Yeah, and have my back to the
Alright.
well so that I can see the gentleman that just came out of the inn, and still see the dogs and everything.